Hey guys, how's it going? I figured I would give you an update on the Too Many Records record store because it's been a little while and we do have some updates and they're not all super great, but this is a journey that I didn't ever expect to go on as long as it has in terms of getting the store up and running. This is the first time both Roland and myself have ever started a small business. So unfortunately, there are some unforeseen pitfalls, and, a lot of the things that we're doing, we have figured out. I have been steadily building inventory. We have a ton of really, really cool records, and I'm extremely stoked on what's going to be available, especially at the opening weekend. We have a lot of the marketing figured out. Obviously, we have you guys, as well as local Portlanders that can come check out the store. And we have the plan to obviously have in-store performances as well. All of that stuff is figured out in concept, right? But the execution is bottlenecked right now by finding a space. And finding the perfect space for a record store has proven itself to be very, very difficult. I really thought there'd be way more inventory. I figured that, there would be a lot of opportunity and places for us to look at. We're working with a broker, we're looking ourselves, and we're not seeing that many spaces that kind of fit into our parameters, which is a huge bummer. Now, this is not to say the store is not happening. It is 100% happening. This is a dream for myself and Roland, and there's nothing that will stop this dream from coming to fruition. The timeline might be slightly adjusted beyond what I thought. So up until now, I really was hoping this week I'd be able to make a video. Guys, we locked in this space. That's not the case. We had been going back and forth with a space that we really, really enjoyed for what feels like probably 2 months. We really like the space. It really would work for everything we're trying to accomplish and do, but we couldn't come to terms with the landlord. It was a lot of back and forth, and I'm learning a ton about the process of leasing a space, which is really invaluable information, I think. But unfortunately, we just could not agree. So I think we have to back out of the negotiation of the space and continue our search, which is a huge bummer because, we announced that the store is happening, and while we didn't say, oh, it's happening on this day, I wanted to have it start, early next year, and I think it still can, but we really need to find this space that's perfect. The crowdfund, which again, thank you to everybody who has taken the time to check it out, donate, get some merch, get some perks, etc., is ending in a little under 2 weeks. And obviously we would have loved to have a space before the end of the crowdfund, but it's not looking like that's going to be likely. The hunt is on, though. We are really dedicating a lot of time to this. We want it to be right. We don't want to have a space that is compromised in any way, because we want this to be the place that the Too Many Records store is for the foreseeable future. We want it to be a place that we're proud of. We want it to be in a good spot in town. And, this video is half an update, but also I would love to hear in the comments from you guys things you love about other record stores. And let's talk about location and space. I don't want to talk about best practices, how they organize their bins, whatever. That stuff will come down the road, and I will absolutely do a video asking you guys for your opinions on that as well. Right now, let's talk about space itself. Your favorite record stores that you've ever been to. Tell me about, what you like about their location in town, what you like about the layout of their store in terms of, what they do with decorations or whatever it may be. I want to know what we should be on the lookout for when we're continuing this search for the perfect record store space. Because right now, I'll fill you guys in on what we're looking for. We're trying to find a spot that's between 1,000 and 1,500 square feet, ideally. And we are looking to have a lot of good wall space because obviously I love the idea of rare walls, and I want to kind of do what Amoeba Hollywood does and have rare walls all around the whole store. I want to have a rare wall associated with every single section that you're digging in. So if you're digging in the rock section, above you is going to be the grails. And Roland and I are talking about this, and we think that would be a really fun experience for people to be able to constantly go around the store and be like, wow, 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 and just like be surrounded by amazing records every time they come in. But of course, we're also looking for a space that's large enough to put a stage, because we want to have local artists perform. We want to have these gatherings in the community where artists can share their stuff, and, we can have people come check out the store, and if the artists are amazing and they want to be pressed on vinyl, we can sign them to the Too Many Records label, press them to vinyl, share them in the online social media presence of TMR, and it really would allow awesome artists, talented artists, to be able to get their music on vinyl when they possibly might not have up until now. So the stage and the space and the location, obviously we don't want to be in the middle of nowhere. We don't want to be in any really kind of like, shadier parts of town. We want it to have good parking. I mean, like, you want to be able to get there and park and not have to circle forever and be like, no, forget it, I'm not going to go to the store today. So all of these things put together, there's a shockingly low amount of things that are available that my broker's showing me or that we're seeing on LoopNet or Craigslist or wherever we're looking. But the hunt goes on. Like I said, we don't want to compromise. We really, really want to make this the perfect space. And we know no space is perfect, but we want it to be somewhere we can be proud of being for a while. And eventually, if we ever outgrow it, which is, amazing if so, we'll find another space. But this is something that we don't want to land somewhere where we're like, oh man, I wish we got a bigger space. I think we've already outgrown it. It's only month 2. That's what we're trying to avoid. But wish I had better news for you guys that we locked in the space. I really, really thought we were going to get this one, but we just couldn't, unfortunately, agree on some of the fundamental terms. We don't want to get locked into something that's like way too astronomically expensive or restrictive and realize that it's, going to cause the downfall of the store. We'd rather lock into somewhere that we're a little more comfortable with and then, scale from there. So I would love your comments with your thoughts on what makes a great record store for you. And again, try not to focus on like, how they price stuff, how they organize, like less about the records, more about the space itself. Because as we're looking, I'm going to take your thoughts into account, and Roland and I are going to make sure that we, try to hit all of those marks best we can, because this is a store for everyone, for the TMR community, for the Portland community. This is going to be a really awesome place that I want to feel like a good store and not feel like a cavern. I want it to feel like it's spacious and there's good natural light, but the light isn't hitting the records directly, so it's warping them. All kinds of little factors like that. Having gone to record stores for so many years and seeing all different shapes and sizes, I feel like this is something that I think about a lot, and I really, really hope that we don't have to compromise on our vision for the store, because we really know what makes a good store, and we want to be in the leagues with some of our favorite stores that we've ever been to. So again, from the bottom of our hearts, Roland and I seriously appreciate all of your support, whether it's a YouTube comment or a Indiegogo donation. All of it means a lot. And I'll link again in the description. We have the Indiegogo. It's going for another week and a half. There's some really cool perks. There's all kinds of TMR merch you can get. There's, we're doing slip mats. We're doing tote bags. We're doing really cool shirts. The design is amazing. I haven't shared it yet, but it's getting there and it's really cool. We have all kinds of cool things. If you're going to be locals, there's perks for you as well. So please check it out and consider donating. But I'll have more updates soon as the hunt goes on. I just want to give you guys a little update on that. I'll be doing some more videos unrelated to the store over the next couple weeks. Hopefully you guys saw the travel videos I've done recently to Minneapolis and Knoxville. Those were a ton of fun. If you haven't, please go check them out. But yeah, the hunt goes on. The store is going to be a huge thing for Roland and myself, and we really want to make sure that we don't cut corners, so we're not going to force something to happen on the wrong timeline, So that's the update for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please, I'm looking forward to all your comments about, what makes a great record store to you, and hopefully we can be one of the next great record stores sooner than later. So thank you guys for watching. More videos are coming soon. Take it easy.